Hi, this is Doug with Aytwit Engineering, and today I'm going to be making a hand-powered pile driver using this big piece of timber here. So I'm going to be doing this live. I've never done this before, never made this tool or used this tool before, but I have a hunch that I'm going to need it for my natural stone driveway project for big rocks such as this. To kind of pound them into the gravel bedding layer that's going to go down first. So really pound the rocks in so they kind of settle into that gravel. For smaller rocks, I have my big wood hammer here. And see a link in the description for the restoration video I recently did on this. But this hammer is not, I feel like it's not going to be enough for the bigger rocks, so hence this pile driver. So this is a big piece of gray birch that I chopped down myself with this big old axe. See a link in the description if you want one. And so it kind of naturally has this like really dull point on the end of it from the axe work. And this is a very solid piece of wood. Gray birch is like just really dense. It's almost like a rock. It's like really tight grain. The basic idea here is I want to put a pole kind of like this around hip height. Your hips being your most powerful like muscle group, so you want to have those incorporated as much as possible. So around hip height. And you just kind of lift this thing up and pound it into the ground. That's the idea. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I'm not going to be drilling all the way through this log here. It's too big. It's too the diameter is too big for me to get all the way through, at least with the drill bits I have. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole on each side, almost just about halfway through, but not totally halfway through. And I'm going to be using this chisel bit here, or spade bit maybe it's called. So first I'm going to be drilling a pilot hole for the chisel bit. And the reason you want a pilot hole is just so you're kind of consistent with the chisel bit on both sides, so the handles are like sticking out in a symmetric kind of way. To achieve that, also I'm using a what's called a dowel jig. So if I could lift this thing up onto a drill press, I would, but that's kind of awkward. So this thing comes in handy. Now also, to make sure that I'm drilling at the same point on opposite sides of the log, I'm going to tie a string around. And I'm using a surgeon's knot here. Check out what that looks like. All right, so after you have the surgeon's knot in place, I just kind of visually inspect that it's kind of straight, like like it's perpendicular around the log and not like at an angle or anything. So then I'm just going to take my chisel bit again, just because I have it handy. It's a sharp point. So I'm going to mark roughly where the hole I want is on one side. Just kind of gouge the bark. Then I'm going to roll it over. Find the point underneath with my finger on the string. And then, yeah. All right, now that I've marked where the holes are going to go. Let's drill some holes. Alright, before I drill the pilot holes with this dowel jig here, one note is I want the handles to be not necessarily perfectly perpendicular coming out of the pile driver. I want them at a slight angle. I'm exaggerating it here. But with this dowel jig, it's actually hard to get a perfect perpendicular. And any slight angle is exaggerated, the longer the handle is. So I want to kind of jiggle it so it airs on the side of the handles pointing this way. So just a small note there. Okay, I've got the dowel jig in place, so let's drill this pilot hole. I'm going to go a little deeper with the pilot hole because the dowel jig kind of takes away some drill depth. Alright, there we go. Alright, now it's time to drill the hole for the handle. So here I'm using a plug-in, old school plug-in drill. I don't want to use my cordless drill. It's just not powerful enough to get through this without killing the battery. So yeah, I got the pilot hole and let's go. Well, it's a bit jumpy, but I got a decent hole. Let's just make sure the handle kind of fits in there. Yeah, handle fits pretty good. I'll have to hammer it in, which is what I want. It's not a perfect fit, which is what I want. So let's dump out the remaining Okay, now let's flip it to the other side and do the same thing. Yeah, so the second hole doesn't have to be the exact same depth. The drill is kind of stalling out at a certain depth, but it doesn't matter. We'll cut both handles to the same length, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we got our handle holes drilled in both sides, so let's pound it in with a big hammer. So you can kind of feel when you hit the bottom. Okay, so now I've got the handle pounded in. I'm going to cut it to a length that just sounds reasonable. So let's say 10 inches. So I got my right angle here. Okay, now I just cut it off at 10 inches. Alright, let's do the second handle. So we got both handles in. They're cut to length. Alright. So this baby's ready for action. Let's see how it does. Seems pretty powerful. So mission accomplished. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.